Welcome to the Axiom. New file detected. Launching file.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Leo, and today we are continuing the Disco Elysium file. Where we last left off, we had gone to the coast to check the last trap, which was empty, and then we went to bed. But before that, we finally looked in the mirror. We shaved our stash, and we found out that we had the expression on our face, which we got rid of. We also found a bullet inside the house that we're going to confront the Washerwoman about in a bit. But first, we're going to do a couple of things, because we have a lot of ground to cover. First thing I want to do is use this phone to call the public library about the dead body on the boardwalk. Second thing I want to do is I want to go inside the Washerwoman shack again and see if I can forge the 2 signatures onto that contract. The third thing I want to do is confront the Washerwoman about the bullet. Fourth thing I want to do is go into the church. And then fifth thing I want to do is talk to the cryptozoologists. I'm thinking I'm going to do that in that order, so let's start with this first.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
Oh, I don't want to call a random number. I want to call the... Oh, do I have to do it from the motor carriage? I thought I was going to be able to call from the, Oh, excuse me, from this payphone. Okay, yeah. So I guess let's start with the, Washerwoman shack then. Oh, actually, I forgot. I can examine the bullet. I forgot about that. I think. Because it said I gained the item, so... Where is it, though? There's the grouse. Do I not have it in my inventory? Oh, I guess I don't have it in my inventory. Never mind then. Let's go ahead and just talk to her about it then. After we see about the check for forging those signatures. Also, I am wondering if the pry bar could be useful in that interfacing check on that one door. But we will see. But... Oh, I'm in here myself. I don't think Kim is in here with me. Let's go ahead and try this. Yeah, Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter, both signatures are required.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
It's a red check. Oh boy. 12. Let me make sure I can actually do this. Let me put on the gloves that give me another, even more interfacing. Do I have anything else that helps with interfacing? Because I am aware that since this is a red check... Okay, I don't have any other things that help with interfacing. I could put a point in interfacing. What am I at right now?
You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
58%.
A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Let me... Oh, I don't have a point anyway. For some reason I thought I had a point. You know what? We don't have to do that yet. Let's go ahead and wait until we have a point, and then I think I'll put it in interfacing. But let's go ahead and confront the washerwoman about the bullet.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Why was there a bullet under the floorboards of your shack?
Damn that girl.
She murmurs softly.
A bullet?
The lieutenant turns to you and gives you a little nod, then turns to the washerwoman.
You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
You rented the room to her?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag after a long silence. Her hands move into the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
Continue.
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
That's for the police to find out. Right there. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
You said she left on Monday?
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
Intellect.
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Kim, she must have heard your Kanema.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. Yes, the bad guys know when you're coming.
Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else in there?
No,
Intellect.
The truth, sire.
Okay. What is she like, Ruby?
she's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she left the bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
She looks back toward her shack, thinking.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye, do tell.
A seagull flies overhead, obviously a bad omen. It's an exit plan? Sure, let's...
Exit from what?
The world?
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
She tilts her head to the side, looking up at you, deep in thought.
She really believes that.
Did she have any technical equipment with her, like radio stuff?
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieu she'd made.
She brushes her forehead with the back of her hand. Water drips to the ground.
Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's
Intellect.
a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
That's true. She
I
does have
wouldn't
the
worry
advantage on
about
us.
that, ma'am. We are persistent.
Further up the coast we go then.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
The Feld Electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
Why? I had a few more
What
questions
more
about
do you
Ruby.
want to know about that poor girl?
Oh, I guess not.
Yes, let's hear those other questions.
Goodbye, I'm off.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She looks around. The air is getting colder.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
End. Alright. Ruby left the village and went up the coast. Explore the coast for signs. Okay. Let's go ahead and take these gloves off. Let's look at the Feld Electrical building. Actually, what I want to do first is I want to go back to the ice. Or was it up here where the ice was, where the band was? Okay, yeah, it was. I want to try that empathy check again. So actually, let me change out my clothes to do the empathy stuff.
Hello again.
72% now.
The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands.
I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice feeling miserable, at your age or at any age, in this weather, waiting for it to get dark.
She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup.
The people who built this world for you the people who built this world intended it to be better for you, but they failed. It is easier to live in their failure with this by your side.
The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her.
It's not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now. Sure, let's pursue this.
What is?
Nothing, if you got this. Don't be scared.
Okay, I'll stick to it.
Her teeth rattle. She takes the device from you and places it in her lap.
Something changes between you two. She looks at you differently now. As an equal. A fellow human being.
So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer?
You said eating me? There's nothing eating me.
Come on, I can tell. But okay. Be a boyadero about it if you want to.
I guess there is something that's been making my life hell.
What is it?
I think it's the plight of the working class. Everyone's just mooching off the entrepreneurial class, shackling the doers. I think it's all these foreign people taking our jobs. People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. None of these are what I thought this was going to be. I guess out of all of them, I'd go with this one, maybe? This seems closest to what I've been doing so far, and I guess it's the... I don't want to pick this one, I don't want to pick this one. I don't know, let's just go with this one, I guess. People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no one understands that sometimes you've got to make sacrifices for the sake of progress. It's all very distressing.
So, the thing that's been eating you is the slow pace of social progress?
I don't know. I don't know if it's about making sacrifices. No, that's probably not it, is it?
No, it sounds like you just got chick issues.
You could be right, but I don't know for certain.
Well, think about... Anyway, was there something else?
Actually, that's it for now. Interesting. Yeah, if I had to pick something that was eating at Harry, none of those answers would have been the right ones. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Feld building and see. Let's actually switch back out my clothes. This thing, and what is this thing? +1 suggestion. And what else did I change out? Oh. Visual calculus glasses. Yeah. Was that all I changed? Yes, I believe so.
You see, a once bright mural, a slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice.
Intellect.
Feld Electrical, you only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack, in that church tower, maybe.
Intellect?
Why single out this one building?
Shivers, huh? I have stuff for that. +1 shivers. So this tie gives +1 shivers. I've never switched out my tie before. Out of curiosity, what's the
once
checkout
bright
now?
mural towers above you, saying, "Feld Electrical, R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Why is it? My shivers is only at 2 right now. Oh, because it's... One of my thoughts gives me -1 shivers. Oh, I've got 1 bullet? That's where that went? Weird. Okay. But let's... Oh boy. Hang on. It's your friend now. You will betray it if you change it for some boring scarf. You know what? It's for the check.
The once bright mural
Still
towers
at
above
3%.
you, saying, Feld Electrical, R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
I guess. Well, I guess the check is. I'm only at 7, so I'd need to roll a 13, which means I can only do it if I crit. Which thought is giving me -1 shivers? Is the boring one? Yeah. I mean, we can always... Let's just see if I crit. I can always try again at some point.
Suddenly,
Yeah.
all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down or gone behind a corner. You only hear distant waves washing the coast. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
She could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. If I were a murder suspect, I would not hide in the most prominent building here, but who knows? Maybe she's reckless.
Or spiritual. She could be looking for refuge.
Maybe.
Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city. Whatever you thought would happen did not. And now you're just standing there, in the pale of the morning, with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas?
And if that fails, if we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
He looks behind him at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you.
Okay. Leave. Let me go ahead and switch my clothes back out. The Inland Empire tie. I could just do the drama tie and go with that. I think that would be hilarious. And this one... Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised the Inland Empire tie didn't say anything when I took it off. Oh, I guess... Look for Ruby on the coast. Return to the Feld mural and consult the wind if you don't know what to do. Other than that, keep searching the coast. Hang on. Ruby was in the Cinderblock village but left Monday. She could be anywhere on the peninsula north of the village. Look inside the church. Ask around. There are people to the west of the mural. Or I don't know. Ask a girl on a date, then ask her. Ask the wind, maybe? Huh. So it looks like I need to return here once I've done that. You know what, actually, do I want to... No, I'll keep the Inland Empire tie. My drama's plenty high. So what was next on my agenda? I said I was going to do the phone, which I couldn't do. Do the papers, which I'm going to hold off on. Do the, confront the washerwoman, then go to the church. So I will go to... Actually, now that we've done that, I'm just out of blatant curiosity. Let's just see if going to Land's End prompts anything new. Because, I mean, there's a chance it could be like something new could pop up around his head.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Even with my only, even if I were to put on the gloves for +2 interfacing, that would just leave me with 6. Which would mean I would still have to crit in order to get it. So let's not do that right now. Okay, so they did explore the coast. Yeah, let's just look inside the church. All right, let's see what happens.
Wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
Have you seen this symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is junior delinquency?
For Revachol ZOC, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
He puts the handkerchief in his coat pocket. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
I agree, it's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Try to peel off the sticker without ripping it? Sure.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Shake it off your thumb and throw it in the wind.
Au revoir sticker.
Inspect the
carving
carpentry.
on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Open the padlock with the key.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
Pull on the doors.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area, its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city.
Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Let's zoom out. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. This is very interesting. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. some long-forgotten style. I have a point now. I could put it in shivers or interfacing. Interfacing might be the more important one. Because that's for 2 checks. Also, just in case. Which glasses are the savoir-faire ones? -1 visual calculus? Let's do that just in case. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. We'll start at the back here. A prayer book has been left open. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore.
This music is very good.
Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums.
Oh wow, the music even cut out.
It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual.
Intellect?
Sounds like the pale.
Huh. No, just let me listen.
But to what? There is almost nothing. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Stomp your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Yell as loud as you can.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Try to see beyond the shadows? It's so weird
It's
how
like
silent
there's
it is.
something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
Follow the shadow's movements.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Continue.
Officer, is there something up there?
The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are seeing.
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
On the ceiling?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Blink. Whoa.
You see something hanging from the rafters,
Oh.
looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Tiago.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
And... what is this?
The shadow is a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently.
Motorix?
The crab man.
Say nothing. Be quiet for now.
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Not gonna lie, not the voice I thought was gonna come out of this guy.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Rivershaw.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to receive the mother's love. You can too, Holmes. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of that despair at the bottom of that bottle.
Continue.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately.
Exactly.
Lay off it already. Shish.
Let's see. I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Wade. I could smell the control all the way over here.
Okay, fine. I'm struggling. But you don't need to lecture me. I know what I need to do. Just not drink.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc Albino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
For some reason, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game?
Let me really quick see what this is. It has been brought to your attention that you are an alcoholic and that it's a sickness and it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they're right. Anything is better than this, even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit? Research time 20 hours. To quit alcohol. I mean, let me finish examining the church and come back to that.
'Tis not an act, my liege. Saving perchance he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
You must be the crab man. I don't know. Do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viaita is grandma?
Wait, so there is another person living in the church? And it's Viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
Wait, what if it's Ruby?
Did it ever seem to you like she was hiding here from something?
The lieutenant seems to be thinking the same. He takes out his little notebook.
You mean like a fugitive?
He glances at the abandoned radio computer on the other side of the nave, pulsing with light. Then he shakes his head.
No, man. Quite the opposite. I don't think she cared much about authority or anything else for that matter. Maybe only about her machines.
I see. And where is she now?
The lieutenant seems contented with that answer.
I told you, Holmes. I don't know.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs.
Or search through her radio computer.
You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
Hey, it's your neighbors who came up with this name, not me.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Wait, did you carve all those sculptures? Point at the nearest pillar.
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
Rub your chin. You've got some nice curves going there. Squint your eyes. These seem a tad derivative. You're promoting the objectification of women with your reactionary depiction of female bodies. Honestly, I don't get it. All these figures look half finished. I wish I could actually see what pillars he was talking about. I can't see any from here. Let's just do this one, I guess. You've got some nice curves going there.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
What were you before you became a crab man and a wood carver?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, start again from scratch. Yeah, I mean, as long as he acknowledges whatever memories he has, I don't think it's good to let them haunt him. It's like, yeah, it's a new lease on life, basically. That's what I've been trying to have him go through this whole time, trying to bring him back from the brink.
That's not really the point, I say. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is.
Continue.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name. But those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name's Harry. Extend your hand for a greeting.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness.
He nods.
This church was built around it for purposes of veneration.
He nods towards the ceiling.
I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who's this mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, Ese. She is one who can be painted or sculpted.
It's kind of funny that it's ravers who want to start a club versus someone who is trying to make the church as silent as possible.
She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
Intellect.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Singing is good. We should all sing a bit more.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
How did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me.
I had other
The
questions.
sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
I'm going to investigate the rest of the church before I bring this up. Okay then, thanks. A cracked pane of glass, colorful. Oh. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window depicting a deer. I forgot to do my thing. Mesk Banger's silk scarf, +1 pain threshold. This huge red scarf is still dusty from lying in the church. A subtle red-on-red embroidery embellishes it with khaki roosters and Mesk floral motives. +1 pain threshold. Bangers don't cry. Alright. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. New shoes. +1 empathy. In someone else's shoes. These dapper snakeskin shoes have an almost invisible white-on-white flower motive sewn on the tongue. The toe caps are still dusty from lying in the church. Interesting. A portable Harman Woshi tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. Is that everything besides what can be investigated over there? Nothing over here, right? Okay. We are close to the end, but let's really quick see what this is first.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should probably let it be. It's becoming clear that there's no trace of the suspect anywhere inside the church.
Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in Doomed Commercial Area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer. The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
You're right, let's get out of here. If he thinks it's dangerous, then we'll let it be for now, I think. But let's look at what this is.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young
Oh.
mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Dei. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
No. I don't think I will.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you.
I don't know. It just feels weird to... like, only have 4 days worth of knowledge about her, and then already be kneeling before her. I don't know.
As if under a microscope.
Look up.
The woman looks down at you standing there. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You.
It's compassion.
As that soft word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder.
Do the same.
Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times as you stand in the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles, her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
Interesting. Let's do this one first. Reconstruct the cracked glass.
A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you, a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a light motif below them both.
What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown. A motor carriage, a gunshot, someone falling into it, or maybe just hooligans looking for something to break.
Who is this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen Her Innocence Day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto, what does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
I don't know what that means.
After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Lieutenant, this used to say after life, death, after...
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
What is the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
I like the other one better.
So do I.
Step back.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
How did I know this is the mother of humanism?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence, Dolores Dei, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever as it haunts all men.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed?
Yes! Big bummer! Boring history! Gotta keep it light, man! Keep it moving! Get fucked up instead!
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene Le Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale, a costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era.
Wow. Like, this is actually kind of interesting.
Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt.
Wait, what exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler? I have a feeling something more than that.
More. An innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate innocent rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Okay, when did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
No. Was there something bad about her? I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Dei, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity.
I just realized I'm glitching on the stairs.
Suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Dei often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this.
Hmm.
She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Dei to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Huh. This kind of reminds me of when I was learning about the Pale. This is all interesting.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
That is so funny. The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
Let's go with this one. She's somehow connected to the case.
She's been dead for 300 years. I am almost 1,000% certain she isn't connected to the case.
He takes his glasses off to clean them.
None of this is, in fact. This church, the coast, this isn't a good place to get lost in.
This is Dolores Dei.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew of the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Ravachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
Am I slowly moving backwards or something? What is happening to me down here?
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Setsa, they call them, the 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials.
Continue.
We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find the instigator here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces.
I am very slowly moving backwards.
The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
Who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear, although I can't be sure.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
You're not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I don't remember being here.
I am pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
This might have something to do with his past. This is actually a task that I would be very interested to complete if this is indeed a task. If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Kim, are you a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
Stroke your chin first.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
I didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. The Dolores Dei doesn't care whether or not you have faith in her. She only cares that you follow her rules. I would assume they would kind of go hand in hand. Wouldn't following someone's rules require that you have at least some amount of faith in the person? Or if you have some amount of faith in the person, wouldn't you be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Wouldn't you be more willing to follow their rules? I don't know. Stop bouncing, please. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and end the episode here. We went a little bit over, but I felt the need to finish all of that conversation before we ended. That was incredibly interesting. First we confronted the Washerwoman. We know the Feld Electrical building is somehow connected to all this, and then we went inside the church, and this was all not what I expected. I could try to get the investigate the computer, but if there really is a trap, I don't know if there would be a. It might be worth it to investigate though. I don't know. And then the ravers in the nightclub. Starting the nightclub here. I don't know. I don't know who I want to side with, because would it be right to rob this guy of creating this space the way that he's created it in order to force someone else's vision onto it? Is this something that I should even get involved in? I don't know. But that is a question for another time. What we are going to do next time is we'll probably talk to the guy, at least mention that those people want to start a nightclub. I don't know whether or not I want to investigate the computer, but we will go to the out of curiosity, let me just check. The Shivers check is still locked, so investigating this church didn't do anything for it. But we will probably go back across the coast and do the stuff for the dead body on the boardwalk and the cryptozoologists. I also might take that thought about quitting alcohol, because that does seem like something I would want. So I'm gonna go ahead and quick save, and then we will do that and maybe other things. I also do want to try to equip the pry bar and see if that affects the check for that bunker looking thing. But yeah, overall, it also said the Feld Electrical stuff said something about going on a date, which I don't know if that would be a good idea, and I don't know how that would help with the check, but I mean, okay. We'll see about... I'll think about it. I did wonder whether or not Lillian would have a comment on the fact that I shaved. But yeah, we will see what happens. I am very intrigued, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the game has in store, and I hope you guys are too. So, thank you everybody so much for checking out the video, yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing what happens as well. So thank you everybody so much for checking out the video. I really do appreciate it. If you want to be notified of when I upload the next part of the file to the archives, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, as well as leave a like or comment if you so desire. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.
Upload successful. Click here to view previous files. Have a pleasant day.